I came home from a 2-week work trip to find my brother sleeping in my bed, not visiting, living there. His clothes in my closet, his food in my fridge, his gaming setup where my desk used to be. "What are you doing here?" He barely looked up from his phone. "Mom and Dad said I could stay here. This is my apartment. I pay rent here." "Yeah, but I needed a place, and you were gone anyway." I called my mother immediately. "Why is Brandon in my apartment?" "Oh, good. He got there safely. He needed a place to stay, and you were traveling. We gave him your spare key." "Without asking me?" "You weren't using the apartment, and Brandon needed it more. He just lost his job, has nowhere to go." "So you gave him my home?" "Stop being selfish, Morgan. He's your brother. Family helps family." What happened over the next 3 months would reveal why my parents have always chosen him over me, and why I finally had to choose myself. Stay with me, because this story is about the moment you stop being the backup plan in your own family. Before we continue, if you've ever been treated like the less important child, hit that subscribe button right now. Your support means everything to me. And comment below, has your family ever prioritized a sibling over you? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. My name is Morgan Hayes. I'm 28 years old. I work as a senior project manager at a tech company in Seattle. I've lived in my apartment for 3 years. 1 bedroom. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I pay $1,800 a month in rent. Every penny comes from my salary. 2 weeks ago, I went to San Francisco for a work conference. My parents have a spare key to my apartment for emergencies. I've never needed it, but they insisted when I first moved in. "What if something happens and we need to get to you?" "Nothing's going to happen, Mom. Just humor us, please." So I gave them a spare key, and for 3 years it sat unused in their house, until 2 weeks ago. I returned from San Francisco exhausted, dragging my suitcase up 3 flights of stairs at 11 p.m., ready to collapse into bed. I unlocked my door and immediately knew something was wrong. The lights were on. There was noise coming from my bedroom, the smell of pizza and dirty laundry. I walked cautiously toward my bedroom. The door was open. My brother Brandon was sprawled across my bed, playing video games on a massive TV that definitely wasn't there when I left. "Brandon?" He paused the game. "Oh, hey, you're back." "What are you doing in my apartment?" "Living here. Mom and Dad said it was cool." I looked around my bedroom. His clothes were everywhere, draped over my chair, piled on my dresser, his shoes by the door. "You moved in?" "Yeah, like 2 days after you left. Mom said you wouldn't mind since you were gone anyway." "I was gone for 2 weeks, for a work trip, not permanently." "Well, you're back now. But I'm staying. There's plenty of room for both of us." "Both of us? Brandon, this is a 1-bedroom apartment." "So I'll take the bedroom. You can sleep on the couch. It's pretty comfortable." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "Get out!" "What?" "Get out. This is my apartment. I pay rent here. You don't live here." "Mom said—" "I don't care what Mom said. This is my home. You can't just move in." Brandon sat up looking annoyed. "Come on, Morgan. Don't be like that. I just lost my job, got evicted from my place. I had nowhere to go." "So go to Mom and Dad's house. They have a spare room. Their house is too far from the city. I need to be here to find work." "That's not my problem." "Family helps family. That's what Mom said." I pulled out my phone and called my mother. It was 11:30 p.m., but I didn't care. "Hello?" She sounded groggy. "Why is Brandon in my apartment?" "Oh, Morgan, you're back. How was your trip?" "Don't change the subject. Why is my brother living in my apartment?" "I told you. He needed a place to stay. You were traveling. It made sense." "You gave him my apartment key without asking me." "It was an emergency. He was about to be homeless." "So let him stay with you." "He's 25 years old. He can't stay with his parents." "But you have space. You're his sister. Of course you'd help him." "I have a 1-bedroom apartment. Where am I supposed to sleep?" "You'll figure it out. You always do. Brandon needs this more than you. You have a good job, savings, you're stable, he's struggling. Be generous." "This isn't about generosity. This is my home." Stop being selfish, Morgan. We raised you better than this." She hung up. I tried to sleep on my own couch that night. It was uncomfortable and too short. I could hear Brandon snoring in my bedroom. The next morning, I found him eating my food, the groceries I'd bought before my trip, the expensive organic stuff I splurge on. "That's my food. I'll buy more when I get paid." "You don't have a job." "I'll find one soon. Don't be stingy." I went to work exhausted and furious. Came home to find Brandon had invited friends over. 3 guys playing video games in my living room, empty beer bottles on my coffee table. "Brandon, you can't have people over. This isn't your apartment." "Relax. We're just hanging out." "Everyone needs to leave now." His friends looked uncomfortable, but Brandon waved them off. "Give us a minute." They left. Brandon turned to me, annoyed. "You're being really hostile." "I'm being hostile? You moved into my apartment without permission." "Mom gave permission. Mom doesn't live here. I do. Or at least I'm supposed to." "Look, I get that this is inconvenient, but I'm in a tough spot. I need help. And you're my sister. Family helps family." "Stop saying that." "It's true. When I was making good money, I helped you, remember?" "You've never helped me financially, not once. I helped you move into this place. You carried 2 boxes and then left because you had plans." "Still, I was there. Now I need you to be there for me." Over the next week, things got worse. Brandon took over my entire apartment. His stuff was everywhere. He never cleaned, never bought groceries, never offered to help with rent. I asked him to leave repeatedly. He refused. "I'll leave when I find a place. Stop pressuring me." I tried to reclaim my bedroom. "I need to sleep in my own bed. You take the couch." "The couch hurts my back. I need a real bed." "It's my bed." "You're being really selfish about this." I talked to my landlord about changing the locks. "I can do that," she said, "but I'll need to charge you for it. And if your brother is living there without being on the lease, that's a violation. I could evict you." "He's not supposed to be living there. He just won't leave." "Then you need to file a formal eviction notice. But since he's family, it gets complicated. You might need a lawyer." A lawyer? To evict my own brother from my own apartment? I called my parents again. "You need to tell Brandon to leave." "Why would we do that?" my father asked. "Because it's my apartment. He's not on the lease. He doesn't pay rent." "He's your brother. He's going through a hard time. So was I. When I graduated college with debt and no job, did you let me move into Brandon's apartment?" "Brandon has never had his own apartment." "Exactly, because you've always supported him, paid his rent, covered his expenses, but when I needed help, you told me to figure it out." "You were capable of figuring it out," my mother said. "Brandon needs more support." "Why? Because he's your favorite?" "Don't be ridiculous. We don't have favorites." "Yes, you do. You've always chosen him over me, and now you're doing it again." "We're done with this conversation," my father said. "Let your brother stay until he gets back on his feet." I started noticing a pattern I'd ignored my entire life. When I was 16 and needed money for a school trip, my parents said no. "You need to learn to save. Get a part-time job." When Brandon was 16 and wanted expensive sneakers, they bought them. He worked so hard at school, he deserves something nice. When I graduated college with honors, they came to the ceremony but left early. "We have plans. We're very proud of you." When Brandon barely graduated, they threw him a huge party. "He did it! We knew he could!" When I got my first job, they said, "That's great, honey. Don't forget to save." When Brandon got his first job, they took him to dinner, posted about it on Facebook, bragged to all their friends. When I bought my apartment, they visited once. It's small, but nice for a starter place. When Brandon rented a studio, they helped him move, bought him furniture, visited constantly. Every achievement I had was expected. Every achievement Brandon had was celebrated. Every struggle I had was mine to solve. Every struggle Brandon had required family intervention. I'd spent my whole life being the responsible one, the one who didn't need help, the one who figured things out. And Brandon had spent his whole life being babied, protected, given every advantage. Now he was in my apartment, taking my space, eating my food. And my parents thought that was fair. I called my best friend, Alicia. I need advice. About your brother? How did you know? Morgan, I've been watching your family dynamics for 10 years. They've always treated you like the backup child. The what? The backup. The one they don't have to worry about because you're self-sufficient. Brandon is their priority. You're the reliable one who'll be fine no matter what. That's horrible. It is, and you need to stop accepting it. How? By setting boundaries, by saying no, by putting yourself first for once. They'll be furious. Let them be furious. You've spent your whole life trying to earn their approval. How's that working for you? Not great, considering my brother is living in my apartment and they think I'm selfish for complaining. Exactly. Stop playing their game. Make your own rules. The next morning, I took a day off work. While Brandon was out, I packed all his belongings, every single thing, put them in trash bags and boxes. I changed the locks, paid the fee, dealt with the landlord. When Brandon came back, his key didn't work. He called me. Why doesn't my key work? Because you don't live here. Your stuff is by the door. You need to pick it up. What? Morgan, you can't just kick me out? Yes, I can. It's my apartment. You were never supposed to be here. Mom and Dad gave me permission. They don't have the authority to give permission. I'm the one on the lease. I pay the rent, and I'm telling you to leave. I have nowhere to go. Go to Mom and Dad's house. That's where you should have gone in the first place. You're such a bitch. Maybe, but I'm a bitch with her own apartment back. He showed up an hour later, pounded on the door. Let me in. No, take your stuff and leave. I'm calling Mom. Go ahead. He did. And 5 minutes later, my mother called me. How dare you kick your brother out? How dare you give him my apartment key without asking? He needed help. Then you help him. Let him stay with you. We don't have room. You have a 4-bedroom house. I have a 1-bedroom apartment. You absolutely have room. He's an adult. He can't stay with his parents. But he can steal his sister's apartment? You're being cruel. I'm being sane. Brandon is your son. Your responsibility, not mine. If he needs a place to stay, he stays with you, not with me. If you don't let him stay, you're out of this family. The words hung in the air. Excuse me? You heard me. If you abandon your brother in his time of need, you're no longer welcome in this family. Something inside me broke. Or maybe it healed. Fine. I'm out. Morgan, I'm done. I've spent 28 years being the responsible one, the one who doesn't need help, the one you can ignore because I'll figure it out. Well, I figured it out, and the answer is, I don't need you. Don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I'm being honest. You've always chosen Brandon over me, always prioritized his needs over mine, always expected me to sacrifice for him while giving him everything. I'm done. He's your brother, and I'm your daughter, but you've never treated me like I matter as much as he does. I hung up, blocked their numbers, blocked Brandon's number. My hands were shaking, but I felt lighter than I had in years. Brandon eventually picked up his stuff. I don't know where he went, probably to my parents' house, despite their claims of not having room. For 2 weeks, I heard nothing. No calls, no texts, complete silence from my family. Then my aunt called, my mother's sister. I heard what happened. Let me guess, they told you I'm a terrible person. They told me you kicked Brandon out when he was homeless. Did they tell you he moved into my apartment without asking? That they gave him my key without permission? No, they left that part out. Of course they did. Morgan, I need to tell you something. Something I should have told you years ago. What? Your parents have always babied Brandon, ever since he was born. I've watched it, worried about it. But every time I tried to say something, they'd get defensive. Why do they do it? Because Brandon was their miracle baby. They'd been trying for a second child for years, had multiple miscarriages, were about to give up. Then Brandon was born, healthy, perfect, their miracle. And I was just the first child, the one they had easily. You were the normal one, the one they didn't have to fight for. So somehow, in their minds, Brandon became more precious, more special, more deserving of their attention and resources. That's not fair. No, it's not. And it's damaged both of you. Brandon never learned to be independent because they never let him struggle, and you learned that your worth depends on not needing anyone. What do I do? You keep doing what you're doing. Set boundaries. Choose yourself. Let them be angry. Eventually, they might realize what they've lost. Or they won't. But either way, you'll be okay. Will I? You've been okay your whole life despite them, not because of them. You'll continue to be okay. It's been 3 months since I kicked Brandon out. 3 months since I cut contact with my parents. My brother reached out once, a text. "I hope you're happy. You destroyed our family." I didn't respond. My parents sent a few emails. "We're disappointed in you. Family is supposed to stick together. You've always been selfish, but this is a new low." I blocked their emails. Then, last week, something unexpected happened. My father showed up at my apartment. "I need to talk to you." "I have nothing to say to you." "Please, just 5 minutes." Against my better judgment, I let him in. We sat in my living room, the room that Brandon had taken over for a month. "Your mother and I have been thinking," he said, "about what you said, about always choosing Brandon." "And?" "You were right. We did always choose him. We didn't see it at the time, but looking back, we did." "So?" "So we're sorry. We should have treated you both equally. We should have respected your boundaries. We shouldn't have given Brandon your key." "You're right. You shouldn't have. Can we start over? Rebuild our relationship?" I looked at my father. He looked older, tired, genuine. "I don't know. Maybe eventually. But not now. You've hurt me too much, and until Brandon learns to stand on his own, I can't be around this family." "He's struggling. Then let him struggle. That's how people grow. That's how I grew. You forced me to figure things out on my own, and guess what? I did. Now do the same for him. It's harder with Brandon. He's not as capable as you. Because you never let him be. You've spent 25 years protecting him from consequences, from responsibility, from real life, and now he's an adult who can't function independently. That's on you." My father didn't argue. He just sat there, looking defeated. "I love Brandon," I said. "He's my brother, but I can't set myself on fire to keep him warm, and I can't have a relationship with parents who expect me to. What do we need to do? To earn you back? Stop enabling him. Make him take responsibility for his own life. Stop choosing him over me. And prove, through actions, not words, that you value me as much as you value him." How long will that take? I don't know. Months, maybe years, maybe never. But that's what it'll take. I'm Morgan Hayes. I'm 28 years old. My parents gave my brother my apartment key while I was traveling, and he moved in without asking. When I kicked him out, they told me I was selfish, that I was destroying our family. But I wasn't destroying our family. I was refusing to destroy myself for a family that never valued me. I spent 28 years being the responsible one, the one who didn't complain, the one who sacrificed so others could be comfortable. And where did that get me? An apartment full of my brother's stuff and parents who thought I should be grateful to help. So I chose myself. I set boundaries. I said no. And yes, it cost me my family, at least for now. But it gave me something more important, my self-respect. If you're the responsible child, the one who's always expected to sacrifice, hear me. You don't have to. You don't have to give up your space, your resources, your peace for family members who take advantage. Being related doesn't mean being entitled to your life. Family should build you up, not tear you down. And if they can't do that, sometimes the healthiest choice is to step away. I don't know if my parents will change, if Brandon will ever learn to stand on his own. But I know this, I'll be okay either way, because I finally chose myself. And that's the most important choice I've ever made. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you, See you next time.